Welcome to Chalk Talk, Danville Public Schools Weekly News Magazine. I'm Diane Locker, your host. We're spending this week at George Washington High School in a music class, and this is a music class that's called Chorus. And I have with me Lee Anne Sheridan, who is the instructor here. Now, Ms. Sheridan, I said it's a music class that's called Chorus. Now, this comes under what part of your high school education? Do you get credit for this?
Absolutely. It is an exploratory credit.
Now, in music, are other things taught in music, or is our only music here chorus?
We have chorus, band, and orchestra taught 9th through 12th grade at GW.
Okay, so it all comes under the heading of music. Mm-hmm. Now, earlier, before the show started, I got a chance to talk to some of the students that are here behind us, and they told me a lot of them are freshmen this year.
Yes, I have a large freshman class.
Now, that means I thought that this would be their first time for doing this, but in talking with several of them, I found out that they've been 2 or 3 years in chorus at, let's say, at Bonner or Westwood?
Absolutely, yes. Children choose chorus in 6th grade, and if they choose and are able to, they continue 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and then 9th through 12th grade.
Now, I think one of the reasons that we came here today is Mr. Lancaster, the principal, told me that you are going to be going to D.C., and I think that's in April, to possibly perform at the
National Cathedral in Washington, D.C., April 14th through the 17th. We'll be performing there on the evening of the 16th.
Now, it sounds like we're starting this like a little bit in advance, because that's a long way off, but in talking with you a little bit earlier, a lot's got to be done before these students are able to go there, and one of those is fundraising and sponsorships. Now, tell me a little bit about what the cost is for the students to go.
This is a wonderful opportunity for the children to be able to perform at the National Cathedral. I remember as a young person going to the National Cathedral and performing there myself on handbells, and I remember feeling how special it was. And so when this opportunity became available, I really wanted my choir to be able to participate. So I auditioned. I sent them a tape from our performance last year at District Assessment. They accepted the performance and said it was fantastic.
Now, just a minute. You sent it to who?
I sent it to Manhattan Concert Productions. This is the company that is bringing this event together in Washington at the National Cathedral, with collegiate conductors working with students, auditioned choirs all over the country.
Collegiate conductors, what does that mean?
That means these conductors can work in universities around the country.
Around the country. So a little more expertise than they've been working with in the past?
Absolutely. It's a wonderful opportunity for them to work with the best of the best conductors.
Now, let's say and we'll talk a little bit later. I know you don't have a lot of students signed up to go yet, but when they get there, now there's supposed to be a main performance, isn't there? You audition kind of when you get there.
No.
Now, how does that work?
We auditioned before. We have already auditioned. Everyone who goes will participate. We have to learn our music ahead of time. That's why we start now raising the funds to go, and then we'll start practicing and learning all of the music that we're going to do right after the new year.
Who chooses the music?
It is already chosen. We will be performing a masterwork by Randall Thompson entitled Frostiana. It is a work of the poetry of Robert Frost.
Now, the students that are here today, and then I'm going to be talking to a little bit later, have they already started singing these songs?
No, not yet. We've only been in school less than 2 weeks, and so we're still working on the fundamentals and creating a sound. We always learn the alma mater for GW first, and then we're learning the Star Spangled Banner, and then we're going to have a concert in the fall, and then we'll have a concert in Christmas, and then we'll begin learning the music that we'll take to D.C.
So you will have a chorus that is much more cohesive by that time than you have now, because we're just starting out. And I talked to one young lady, and I said, do you sing alto? Do you sing soprano? And she said, you place them where their singing voices?
That's correct.
Explain that to me a little bit.
Well, there are 4 basic vocal categories in choir: soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. Sopranos are the highest female voices generally. Alto are the next highest. Tenor is the highest male voices, although some women sing tenor. And then bass are the lowest men's voices.
Will these students that I'm going to be talking to today, do they come here every day?
Yes, I will see them. I see them every day, 4th block, all year. These young people have chosen to take choir not once but twice, which shows extreme dedication because they have, in many cases, had to give up other electives to be able to be in this choir.
Okay, so we have basically very serious students here.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit before I start talking with the students. I want to talk a little bit about what you said about fundraising.
Oh, yes.
And how are you going to go about that? What are the estimated cost of these students going to DC?
Well, each student must raise about $740 to be able to make this trip.
Let me interrupt there and say, when you say each student, does that mean that every student in here is going to go? How do you determine how many go?
All of the students are invited to go. I want every one of them to go, and we are going to work as much as we can to raise money so that everyone can go. However, each student does, as they participate in fundraisers, their account will be credited with whatever portion of the fundraiser they raised. So everyone is working towards their own, if you will. And so we will...
What would be the approximate cost? Did you say around $700?
$740 would pay for one student to be able to participate in this event.
Now, takes care of transportation and staying there and everything, not just participating.
Yes, that takes care of the cost of participating, the hotel, and transportation.
Tell me the types of fundraising that you're going to be doing now. I think this summer you said you sent out some sponsor letters, that type of thing. Is that all you're going to do? What are you going to do between now and April?
Well, we have the sponsor letters, and several students have already raised their entire amount through sponsors, which is awesome. But now we've formed a booster club, and we're starting to do fundraisers. I was talking with them just a few minutes ago about our first fundraiser, which will be a donut sale. We'll use Hall's Donuts because they're so delicious, and we'll be selling them very shortly. And then we're going to do a Wendy's night out. We'll also probably we will have 2 benefit concerts, one in October and one in December. The October benefit concert will be at Mount Hermon Baptist Church, and then the December benefit concert will be at Loyal Baptist Church.
Now, through all these fundraisers, you pool all that money together to see how much you've got to how X number of students that can go with you?
Well, it is a very individual thing. If I run a fundraiser, whoever participates, then however much we raise will be divided equally among those who participate. And then I keep an Excel spreadsheet, very detailed, on how much each student has raised. And so really, they are not only learning to sing and work together and all that's involved, but they're also learning the value of steady plodding and working towards a goal.
You're also teaching that lesson, and also going out and fundraising. It's not easy, but I think students learn a lot from that. Just getting out there and trying to pay for what they want to do. Now, if we happen to have somebody watching that would really like to help you out with this, what do they do?
They could contact GW. They can contact me personally. I have letters sponsor letters that I'd be happy to send them. But if they contact the school and leave a number for me, that is perfectly all right. And I can give you the number. It's 434-799-6410. That's the number of GW.
Okay, we need to remember that. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go to a very short break, and when I come back from the break, I'm going to get back here and talk to these students who are sitting back here so quiet that it's hard to believe. Be sure to come back after the break because I'm going to be talking with the students about chorus and about going to DC.
Hello, my name is J.D. Edmonds, and this is my wife,
Janine Edmonds.
I am the Bonner Booster President, and I'm encouraging all you parents to get involved with your child's education, get involved with the community, and show your support for your kids' school.
Continue to be that bridge between the community, school, and family.
Hello everyone, my name is Alexandra Reddy and I'm the Beta Club president here at Galileo Magnet High School. Let me tell you about Beta Club. Beta Club is a national academic club that focuses on community service. And in fact, our motto is let us lead by serving others. So every month, the Beta Club here at Galileo completes a service project for our community and also for our school. And then in February, we travel to the state convention where we compete with other schools in the areas of English, science, social studies, talent competitions, and it's a really awesome experience. But I also have the honor of being the Virginia State Beta Club president, an election that I won back in February at the convention. So this means that I have to travel to at least 2 other state conventions this year. There's North Carolina, South Carolina, all across the country that I am able to travel to. So I'm very blessed to be the state president, and I'm excited for what the year holds and making Galileo proud and making Virginia Beta proud.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're at George Washington High School, and I'm here with the George Washington High School Chorus. In the first half of the show, Mrs. Sheridan, the instructor here, talked to us about an event that they're planning for April to go to DC to sing. What I'm going to do in the second half of the show is get back here and talk to some of these students. You heard them singing, so you know they're good. So let's get out here and talk to them. I finally caught on that some of you have a background from middle school, right?
Well, I have been singing since 5th grade in Schoolfield Elementary.
Okay, so you're elementary singing, middle school singing, and now singing here at GW.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're a professional.
I wouldn't say a professional, but
Bet you're good.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. What do you want to do with singing? Is this something you want to do in the future?
Well, I love singing, but it's not what I want to do in the future.
What do you want to do?
I want to be a surgeon.
A singing surgeon. I like it.
My patience.
I like it. I like it. What's your name?
Sierra Hanks.
Sierra? You are alto. What grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
A junior. How long have you been in the GW chorus?
GW 2 years.
2 years. Do you sing anywhere else besides here in chorus?
I sing at home and at church.
At church. Okay. Many of you are in the church choir. If I ask here, how many of you sing in the church choir? Raise your hand. That's by and far the majority of you. How many of you, if I ask this question, started out singing in the church choir and decided to come to this? Okay, one more question. How many of you started out in chorus and then decided you wanted to sing in the church choir? Okay, it's the other way around. Very good, very good. Dan, what's your grade level?
I'm a freshman, so 9th grade.
Okay, first year at GW?
Yes.
First year in chorus?
In GW, yes. But
Okay, so are you like many of the others that I've talked to, you took chorus in middle school?
yes.
Which middle school did you go to?
I went to Bonner Middle.
Bonner. And how many years did you do chorus there?
I did 2 years, so I started in 7th.
All right, now, I know school's only been in session for 2 weeks now. What's the difference between being chorus here at GW and chorus at Bonner?
In GW, it's way more advanced, and we really dwell deeper into the song and music.
You mean the process?
Yes.
That's interesting. That's interesting. What is your name?
Tamara.
And Tamara, how long have you been singing?
Since 6th grade.
6th grade?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
at Westwood Middle School with Miss Sheridan, Lee Anne Sheridan.
Oh, we told on her, didn't we? Yeah. Now, you just brought up something. Did Ms. Sheraton teach the rest of the people that tell me in here that they were taking chorus? How many of you had Ms. Sheraton in middle school? Okay, so that's a really nice transition for you to come and have that same instructor, isn't it? Doesn't it make it a little bit easier for your first year in high school?
Yes.
Now, how does chorus here differ from what you've done in the past?
It's a lot more harder. Like in Westwood, it was just a little bit easier because she didn't expect for some of us to come over here. But she knew I was coming.
Ms. Sheraton, I've been talking to the students, and many of these students have come through elementary, middle, and high school. And I think you have taught some of them in middle school.
Absolutely.
Now, you said something to me about all district. What is that?
Well, the students have, when they audition for choir and get in, they have the opportunity to audition individually for all district choir.
Let me go back on something you just said. When they audition for choir, can't you just come to school and sign up for it? Do you have to audition to be in the choir?
This choir is auditioned choir only. In middle school, you can sign up for choir 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Anybody can. But to get into this choir, each student had to audition.
And who did they audition with?
Me.
Did they? How do you audition?
I listen to them sing. I make them sight read. I make them sing in solfege. And
In other words, this is not a class where somebody just says, I'm going to be a singer. They've got to qualify to do this.
absolutely.
Now, that all-district choir, how many of the students that are here today are part of that or tried out for it?
Well, auditions happen in November for this year, and then the choir itself will be in February. And it will be held at Christiansburg High School. So auditions in November at Daleville, and those who make it will go on to study their music and then perform with an all-district choir. Now, I've got a lot who made it last year. If you made it last year, raise your hand.
That's what I was going to say. If you aren't a freshman, you've probably already gone through it. So we've got quite a few people that have made all district.
Been in all districts before.
And
yes.
and if those people that raised their hand, they sang all district last
Yes,
year.
they made the choir and then they performed in the all-district choir, which
Okay.
is an honor
Yes.
that they earned.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to catch some of these all-district choir people and see what I can find out from them.
Okay.
Now, you were one of the people that raised your hand that you're in the all-district choir.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what grade are you in now?
I'm in 10th grade.
In 10th grade. So last year you were a freshman here. And did you try out last year?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, tell me something about all-district choir. So you make all-district choir. What does that mean?
Basically, you get to sing with choirs for different schools, basically.
Where?
It could be hostess anywhere. Like last year, it was here. But then she said this year it's going to be in Lynchburg. I think that's what she said.
Have you tried out for it this year, or do you have to try out again?
I have to try it again.
Now, when you try out, what do you do at a tryout?
You go one at a time into a room and you sing the song that has been given to you, and then
Did you get the song ahead of time?
Yes,
Okay, so you know what the song is going to be,
yes, ma'am.
and you go in there all by your lonely and sing.
Yes, ma'am. And then the judges are in there behind a board.
Isn't that kind of nerve-wracking?
Yeah.
I would think so. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, Michaela, are you a freshman also?
I'm a sophomore.
You're a sophomore. Now, how many years have you been in the GW course?
2. This is my second year.
All right. Did you do the all-district thing?
Yes, I went 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th, but I didn't make it yet. So I'm going to keep trying.
Okay. It sounds like it's kind of hard. You have to go in and sing by yourself.
Yes, and there's 3 judges behind like a tent type thing, and 1 director in there that just tells you to start, and they play the music for the button. They press the button for the music. Then you sing the song, and then after you're done, you have to read the soulfish.
I know what that means now. I learned that. Ms. Sheridan, I think today that I have learned more about chorus. I mean, I thought you just came to high school and said, I want to be in the chorus, and you're in the chorus. I know now that everyone that's sitting here behind me has auditioned and has gone through a lot of work and a lot of years, because many of them have been in since elementary, to get where they are today. I'm very impressed with the work that they've done, and they're a great group too. They're performers. They are definite performers. What we're going to do at the close here, want to say to everyone, be sure to remember what we said about fundraising. If you have any interest at all in helping these students, get to DC to sing at the National Cathedral in April. Get in touch with GW High School. We have that phone number going across the screen, and they'll accept anything that you have to help them in this endeavor. It's a great group, as you know, from the kids that I've talked to today, and we need to help them get to DC. Now, Ms. Sheridan, you promised that we would close the show, and we're going to have one more song, and what's that going to be?
We're going to share with you one of the warm-ups that we've just learned called By the Waters of Babylon.
Okay, guys, By the Water of Babylon.